people ask about immigration. They have intentions to migrate to Canada, but they don't have a comprehensive knowledge how the new latest express entry route for Canadian immigration. So we feel it an appropriate exercise in order to educate you that how this Canadian immigration works. Any point of time, this is not a legal advice, and we assume no responsibility in case if the program changes after the date that we upload this video. Canadian immigration is point-based, so if you meet the required point, then you can consider yourself eligible for it, and you will be in a pool or where you will have you may get a selection. So what are the key parameters that you should know? Of course, your age is a very important criteria, and of course the point will go down as your age increases. There should be a common sense into that as you are in early age. If you adapt a new culture, new country, behaviorist considers that this is the most appropriate strategy. If you pull the young people, because in an early age you have a great flexibility to accommodate yourself in response to a new culture and a place. Now, moving forward, the age, experience in Canadian economy and outside Canada, of course, your education, you are a school leaver, you are a college leaver, you are a university graduate, or you are a postgraduate, or you are a doctor, or you may have acquired some professional qualification. So based on each level, there is a equivalency against the Canadian standards. Every level has its own points. Language matters a lot. In Canada, we speak French, we speak English. So when it comes to Canadian language skills, so you can get points for your English proficiency and your French proficiency. As your score is higher in your external exams, your points will be higher and higher. So very important for you is, if you are unmarried, your point-based system will calculate another way, and if you have a spouse, you are married, you have a common law partner, then of course you will have a little advantage in terms of your points. So you have to decide that you are a sole applicant or you are an applicant in which there is a dependent in your application. We can see here that there are factors: age, so point per factor. With a spouse or a common law partner, it is 100, and without spouse or a common law partner is 110. Level of education 140. Without a spouse or common is 150. And official language with a spouse it will be 150, and without it will be 160, while Canadian work experience is 70, and without this is 80. It is very likely that you should know that how you are going to file your case. Are you a sole applicant, or you are a main applicant, or you have a dependent or a spouse or a common law partner who is going to add in your profile. If you are a main applicant and you have a spouse, so in case of spouse, what point you are going to get, that is level of education, you will get 10 marks. Total for these points are 40. So official language proficiency 20, and Canadian work experience you will get a 10 points for that. So total will be 40 in case you are going to apply with a spouse. Foreign work experience really works. Maybe you were in Canada before you apply for residency and you came back to your home country, so you have some Canadian experience and a very proficient language. So he says that if with strong official language, that is 7 or higher, and a work experience you will get 50, and with Canadian work experience and foreign work experience you will also get 50 points. There are some additional points based on your background. For example, you have some brother, sister, your uncles in Canada. So for brother, sister living in Canada, having a permanent residence or they are the citizen, you will get 15 point extra. If you can speak French, there are some countries where we speak French, Arabic and English, like Lebanon or Tunisia maybe, and Algeria. So there are some countries where people have 2 language skills, like or 3 language skills. If you are one of them, you are a lucky candidate. So you can get French language skills 30. Post-secondary education in Canada, if you have studied in Canada, you have a Canadian qualification, that will also help you to get closer to get your permanent residency. If you have arranged employment, means there is an employer in Canada is going to hire you, so that is also a plus point. Or you have a provincial nomination that will have 600 point, means when we say provincial nominations, there are provinces in Canada. If these provinces, they are nominating you, so that is going to add 600 points in your application. A lot of people ask this question that I'm 50 years old, I'm 30 years old, I'm 20 years old, so do I qualify? So according to the table that I'm going to show you, of course if you are below 17, you can say below 17 you have no points, and you are above 45, which you can say if you're above 45, then of course there is no point. So you can assume that age points that are very vital in your application. This is minimum 70s, there is no point, and above 45 there is no point. So according to the table, you can see that if you're 18 years, 99, if you're 19 plus, 108, if you're 20 to 29 years, you have 110. So the max point is the point that where you have to migrate. You should be between 20 and 29 to get the maximum point out of that. But age is only one criteria. There are of course a lot of other criterions, as I told you. So you can assume that all criterions will bring up a total score for you. Now it's the right time to discuss the level of education. So let's see this table. As I told you, you are a high school leaver, you are a diploma holder, you are a master degree, you are a graduate. This is all you have to see. In Canada, we have 4-year graduation, and so if you are in a country where there is 4-year graduation, so it is very fine. But some countries we have 3-year graduation, some countries we have 2-year graduations, so they can't claim them equal to the Canadian graduates. There is a difference in that. So this a good consultant can explain you. And of course, when you will get your educational assessment through a process, that will be clearly mentioned that you are equal to a Canadian master, Canadian graduate, or a school leaver. So you can see that less than secondary you have 0, so you should have some education like high school, then 1-year degree, 2-year bachelor, 2-year plus, and master degree and doctorate. So you can see you have highest points if you are a doctor, 140. With a spouse partner, and without spouse it will be 150. So then for masters you have 126, and for a graduation you have 119 points. So most of the cases generally we encounter, they are graduate or masters. And if you are a PhD and you are in a younger age, then you are a very ideal candidate. You will have max points. Let's talk about the language proficiency. Canada is a country where everyone is almost educated. The way they purify the permanent residents, they should be capable to speak in English language, and Quebec or the French dominant provinces, you should have ability to speak French. So that's why we have this table. If your CLB is less than 4, you have 0 points, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 above, you will have the highest point. So English language or French language, depend on the background. It's very important for you to work hard and get a better score, to get a better points in your application. So in case you have a Canadian work experience, then this table will guide you. Less than 1 year, there is no, but if you have 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, and 5 years, so you can claim your points. With spouse, it's a different scenario, and with spouse, without spouse, it will be higher points. So in case if you are an applicant who has a spouse, and spouse education and English language will bring some points to you. So same way as I discussed before, if you are less than high school, 0 points, secondary 1 year, 2 year, bachelor, masters, and doctorate, so the max point is 10. That will be added in the point calculation. Same way for the spouse calculation for the language, you can see this table. If your CLB is 4, you have 0, then 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So 1 and 3 max, you have 5 points to add in your application. In case if your spouse has a Canadian experience, then again it depends. It is less than 1 year, it will be 0 point, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 above. So you will get 10 points extra in your application. Some applicant comes, they don't have any Canadian work experience, they have only foreign work experience. Foreign work experience means the experience that they get in work outside Canada. So how they will add the point? If you have a foreign work experience of 1 or 2 year, you have 13 points, and if you have 3 year and above, you will get the 25 points. And in case for your points for foreign plus 2 year or more for Canadian experience, then this will be the scenario for you. Those applicants who are really interested to apply for federal immigration through an express entry route, I think that the points I told them are very self-explanatory. You have to create an online account, you have to assess your documents, you have to appear in English language test, and if you speak French also, so that you can add 2 languages. And plus, if you have a relative, that will bring good points for you. And of course, if you have arranged employment, that is also very good. And if you have provincial nomination, that will also add value in your applications. Now, as a general understanding how it works, when you will create your profile, and if you qualify, you will be in the pool of selected people. Now, this selected pool, there will be a ballot on a regular basis. So when the ballot choose your name, so you will get an invitation to apply. That is called ITA. This ITA will, again, you will have certain days to submit the additional documents that was not asked to produce in the first stage when you were creating a profile. So once you get your ITA, you will submit, then you will get a final letter or decision about your application. And then of course you can decide if you are a successful applicant. You have to go to Canada. You have to land there, and you have to do some formalities, and then within a prescribed time you have to shift yourself in Canada, and then there your journey for Canadian economy and the country will start. I hope this video will give you a lot of knowledge. If you still have any questions, you can contact on the prescribed numbers. We are always there to help you.